Previously on the Jay and Dan podcast.
Mm-hmm. We're into September.
What's that sound? A cat? Mm-hmm. We're into September now, the month of the cat.
Mm-hmm. Most of the fairs that the carnies are at right now, they'll be packing up and heading to Orono Tuesday, Wednesday. So I sit on my front stoop and watch them roll into town. Mm-hmm. Last time they left and the fairgrounds, they left a couch behind.
Did you pick it up?
No, I'm like, if only that couch could tell some tale.
Stories.
Mm-hmm. It's the only way you can kill a carny is with rusty railroad spike.
Everybody knows that. Mm-hmm. Carny Killer. Starring Dan O'Toole. Mm-hmm. You're on some sort of trail with your arms folded. Looks like you have a boner in that one. Mm-hmm. Just hanging out in Peterborough. You're just hanging off of it. How high are you there?
You mean...
Like not... Wolfgang Puck is standing at our table. He's like, hi, welcome to Spago. I'm just like, wow, okay.
I thought he was going to say, like, get the out.
You're listening to the Jay and Dan podcast.
Everyone's got a podcast now. Even the carnies. Carnicast. From Dan O'Toole's Hot Tub.
Podcast for the week of September 9th, 2019. Don't know where you live in this great country of ours, but where we live in the Toronto region, it's been freezing at night. I think it's close to snowing.
Yesterday, we got out of our show, out of the studio, went to get the car. I was like, what the is going on here?
I had to put the heat on.
Early September.
I know.
And normally, this city anyway it's the best month of the year, September, weather-wise. I don't know what's going on now. It's garbage. That didn't dampen our spirits when we met up at the Orono Fair this past weekend, though. What a time we had in Orono, Ontario. I'll say this.
Yeah, do tell.
Well, okay, you have talked about Orono a fair bit on this podcast for the last...
Crack my yerba.
Mine too. It's nice to crack the drinks again on the bar. Remember we used to do that all the time with the Nas. They still make that stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Woo.
Why not, eh?
We were fat.
Chubby boys.
There was a lot of sugar in that stuff, but kept you going. Anyway, yerba mate, that's the way to go now. Yeah, I have to say, you've talked a lot about Orono. Yeah. And you've said nice things, but you've been very, I think, somewhat self-deprecating about your town and you know, its place in the world, losing all the businesses, the bank and the bakery.
I'm the f***ing mayor.
And the liquor store. And
the train left in 1910.
All the things that have left. But my wife and I, and our children, because we had to bring them. My wife and I drive up there and am instantly transformed into a charming fairy tale rural Ontario wonderland. It was wonderful.
That's right. And even before I saw you, our official greeter to the town greeted you at the fair.
Yeah, that's true. But before I get to that, I just want to say something.
Yeah, the woman, she put the finger in the hole.
Yeah, she came right up to both of us. No, it's a beautiful town. Beautiful century homes.
Yep.
Your house is fantastic. You've done a wonderful job with that.
Thank you.
The whole town, this is the thing about small Ontario towns. They're all so old. They're all, mid-19th century, a lot of them, like late 19th century.
Yep.
So the houses reflect that, and they're all well kept, and they're all Victorian, beautiful brick houses, lots of brick in Ontario. And man, it was a very charming town. And then the fair itself, spectacular.
That's right.
Lots of people, everyone having a great time.
That's a good country fair because you've got cows, you've got people with the prize-winning ducks, you got the tallest sunflowers, you got all that stuff.
Yeah, you have all that stuff. You insisted on taking us to that first, as my kids were like, "Are we gonna go on any rides? Does Uncle Dan want to see another pie?"
No, because we were looking for the petting zoo.
Old man Toolsy.
I I thought that part was never going to end. They're like, all right, now we have to go see the big cucumber. I'm like, what? Sure enough, there was a massive cucumber there. He wasn't lying. It was gigantic. It was amazing because there was a cucumber, like it was the size of a loofah brush. Like it was like a bat, basically. And then all the second and third place cucumbers were just normal cucumbers. Like someone is using HGH on the cucumbers at their garden.
Did you see the winning sunflower? It was like 30 feet. 30 feet in the air. I don't know what's going on out there.
My erections have returned.
And then the rink. So you mentioned the unofficial greeter of the town. I'm standing there waiting to go on the probably one of the worst rides, all the rides. Because my daughter's 4, like she's going on just rides that are just embarrassingly slow. And
well, it's either that or you go in ones that spin in a circle because that's all they do.
That's all you've got. Yeah, that's kind of all you've got there. And it's fine though. They had lots of rides for little kids. It was great. And we're waiting, and all of a sudden this massive dude comes up to me. He's like, and it was Bickle. It was Brian Bickle.
Well, I thought it was Rocky for a minute.
Okay. He was terrific. He was, very proud of the town, as he should be.
Yeah, his name's on the sign coming in.
Name's on the welcome sign. And then also there's a tribute to him, sort of a shrine to him in the rink.
Yep.
And we took a picture at that, and you sent that to him, so I think he really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
But the rink was a really nice. I've been a lot of small town rinks, and that ranked right up there with the best of them. Beautiful rink. Everything was nice. The town was very impressive.
It had that perfect rink smell.
The one thing I will say, and again, your house, beautiful, stunning, really did a nice job with it. Your hot tub is so small that I feel like did you do that on purpose because you want to discourage other humans from getting into it?
Yes.
Okay, because most people go the other way, right? Most people are like, we got to get a 12-person tub because you don't want the legs dangling and touching other people's legs.
They tried to sell me on the 6-seater. I'm like, nope, I don't want to sit in other people's juice. I want max, maybe 2 other people in there with me.
Right. So what's the most people you've had in that? And it smells good too, the cedar.
2 adults, 2 kids, so it's perfect size there.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Yeah, I got to say, I was very, very impressed. And I texted you later that night my idea because you are concerned about the town, the business is leaving. My idea is it was very convenient to get to from downtown Toronto. You should the town should be marketed as a Hamptons-like getaway instead of like cottage country.
That's right.
It's like, hey, you want to buy a cool century house, you can fix it up, live in a cute little town, easy to get to from downtown, way quicker than, say, Muskoka or Stony Lake in the Kawarthas. Boomsies. That's how you get Orono back on its feet.
I've been told that my house, so it was built 1875, is an old Ontario cottage, whatever you want to picture that as. But I don't think people in horse and buggies were commuting to cottages. Because that seems like a pain.
An old Ontario cottage. So someone used it as a cottage who lived in the city?
I guess.
I mean, I could see that, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
I could see it.
The big city.
I just think that's the way you guys need to go. And then this whole thing with the welcome sign. You need to maybe, did we talk about this last week? I don't think we did. With the Toronto sign.
Oh, the Toronto sign.
Not the welcome sign, the Toronto sign. This is huge. You
this
guys are in the news.
started, last week. I think it was like Tuesday morning.
Yeah.
I hear commotion outside my house, and I'm like, what? There's no one in this town ever. What's going on?
Right.
So I look across the street at the town hall, and there's a bunch of people out front.
Ooh.
So
they're like, we want Dan out.
So I see my buddy Brian, who runs the bookstore in Kirby, and I said, bro, what's going on over there? He says, they're trying to get the Toronto sign that used to be in front of City Hall, still is, that lights up, everyone takes their tourist pictures.
I didn't realize how recently that sign went up. 2015 for the Pan Am Games.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think that's what I read anyway.
I
in
thought
the
it was
article.
older than that.
I thought so did I.
But it's getting all banged up because everyone's leaning on it.
Well, it's because it was supposed to be up just for the Pan Am Games, and then everyone loved it so much they're like, just leave it up. But it's not sturdy enough, obviously, and they want to replace it with something more permanent. So lo and behold, you've got this Toronto sign ready to go.
That's right, because Orono is Toronto without the T's. So some people put their heads together and are like, why don't we try to get it? And it got national news attention. It was in all the Toronto papers. It was in the national papers. It was on CTV. It was on other local stations. So it got some traction. I think the mayor, John Tory's, kind of backed off on saying he's like, well, maybe we can bring it to lots of communities.
Yeah, that was weird. Like a tour or
Yes.
something?
No.
And
No one wants the Toronto sign in their town if they're from, like, Stratford.
And then another one was like, well, why don't we bring it in there and then we'll just light up just the Orono letters and leave the T letters dark or something? I'm like, just what are you doing? You said it in the article. Who else is going to get any use out of this other than us? It's perfect for you guys. It's baffling that this is somehow.
And then
You
Taggart
can't
and
just
Torrance.
make a decision.
Taggart and Torrance, they said, we'll take the T's. I'm like, perfect.
How perfect would that be? They got the T's. You get the Orono. You're a hero in the town. Everybody finally wants to keep you there instead of kicking you out. That Chinese food restaurant next door to you, by the way, the menu looked really good.
Yeah, we went to town there for dinner. I ordered way too much food.
Just
I did a U.
generally.
I did a U.
Yeah, I generally order.
I ordered like
Way
2 of everything. I came back. Everyone's like, why do you have so much food? I'm like, you told me to get this.
Yes. Yeah, well, you're just supporting the local business. Yeah. No, the menu is extensive. I think things are looking up for Orono after that fair. I think things are definitely looking up.
I tell you, my cousin Maggie, she came to go to the Friday night concert. And then Saturday, she just said, she goes, I'm going to stay the whole weekend.
Yeah.
We went to the fair like 8 times.
Who was the concert again?
The Roadhammers.
Stoff, can you look up some Roadhammers? Now, this is the lead singer of the Roadhammers is
Jason McCoy.
Jason McCoy.
Yeah.
Got some
Who was
some
a big
hits.
superstar in the 90s for Canadian country
music, and then has kind of reinvented himself
Yeah.
as the lead singer of this band. And hey, speaking of country music, how about a shout out to the Reclaws, winning Album of the Year at the Canadian Country Music Awards on Sunday.
So awesome.
That is fantastic. Nicest people. Of course, they do the Thursday Night Football theme on TSN. Long live the night. And then we haven't even delved into the biggest news of the weekend, which was Bianca Andreescu
That's right. A match.
winning the U.S. Open.
You started watching it at our house in Orono.
That's right.
Then you had to get the kids home to bed. And we're going to discuss it in depth with our guest that we're going to be calling here in a minute, our former coworker, Andy Roddick.
And I have some an interesting way to introduce him because he had some
we call him up
foresight.
now?
He had some foresight about it. No, Roadhammer's not happening? No. What's going on, Stuff?
Well, I got some road hammer here if you want to do that.
Let's just
quickly.
hear like for 30
Okay.
seconds of road.
I hope it's the
Roadhammer.
right road hammer, but let's
There,
go.
Roadhammers.
Ain't no money
Yeah.
on
There you go.
horses and the cattle market's dry. Them chickens don't pay chicken feed and that ain't
I think I heard this
fly.
one.
So I found myself a market niche on which
This
to
is a
survive.
hauling ass.
You need your burro transported, buddy, I'm your guy. I'm hauling ass. I'm hauling ass.
There's a bunch of donkeys in the video. So.
Okay, I like it. See? Catchy.
You know
Every
what?
year-
That's classic country right there.
Every year I show up at that country concert, the Friday night of the Orono Fair, there's like 3,000-4,000 people there. I'm like,
3,000-4,000 people.
Crazy.
Wow. Didn't Sloan come out and play?
No, it's always country acts.
Oh, okay.
Sloan played Peterborough a couple years
Oh,
ago.
right, Peterborough.
The
How
Hoot
do you get,
Nanny on Hunter.
we need to get a campaign going. Get our Twitter followers, send some messages to Sloan, get them to play it. 3,000-4,000? That'd be a blast.
Yeah, but I think they're kind of, the country music is, you're getting country every year.
Listen, well then in that case, we need to get a campaign going. Rec Laws.
Yes!
Next year, Friday night, Rec Laws, just blowing the roof off that
There'd be like
rink.
5,000 people there for that, for sure. I'm not even.
Probably 100,000 people.
Okay,
It's
so
a
let's start the
festival.
campaign. Rec Laws next Friday.
Rec Laws next Friday.
And
I
next,
love that idea.
Next Friday concert at the Orono Fair.
Okay, I want to say something about our friend Andy Roddick, who we miss dearly. I was reading a very prestigious newspaper online called Metro UK. It's probably bots or something. But in it, Andy's interviewed, and they asked him this was back August the 22nd. They asked him who he thought was going to win on the women's side at the United States Open this year. And he said, and I quote, "I think Andreescu on the women's side is an informed name maybe people won't know as much, like Serena Williams, but she's been playing great this year." He named Bianca weeks before the tournament started.
And look what happened.
Looks like he's a bit of a Karnak type down in Austin, Texas, predicting things.
Nice work.
Way to go, Andy.
Guys, thank you.
So you saw the writing on the wall before the end. She played your buddy in the final.
I'm just amazed that, like, so you guys, we all failed over at Fox Sports, and you guys are employed again. I never got a job again.
Yeah.
Come on, you don't want one.
I didn't see it like that, Andy. I saw it as you. As soon as you saw the first ratings book, you were like, "I am getting the out of here, and I am going back to Austin as fast as this jet will take me." Like you hopped off the sinking ship first, and to that I commend you.
Thank you. I think I had friendlier language in my contract.
Yeah, we were kind of
You
locked
don't
in
miss
there.
going to work Monday to Friday, though. Come on.
No, I'm good. I'm good. How are you guys?
Oh, we're great. We miss you, buddy. What's your fondest memory of that time? It's a few years have passed now. There must be something positive you've taken from that.
I remember you let me hit tennis balls at you one time. That was fun.
That went viral. That was very popular. We were considering letting Bianca do the same thing now.
Yeah, I'm telling you, she is as good as I've seen on the women's side for a young prospect in a long, long time.
She's so. I think the thing, Andy, that amazed me was the Belinda Bencic. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, Bencic. Yep.
Bencic, the semifinal match. When she was down 4-1, she was down 5-2, and you think, well, any other 19-year-old at that point either just wouldn't have the fortitude mentally to come back, or would just say, listen, I'll conserve energy, and I'll take my chances in a third set. But she comes back. It was an incredible performance. The match against Serena was sort of not a letdown, but that semifinal was really where you saw what Bianca was made of.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of examples of that, too. I think she's something like 18-3 on the year in 3-set matches. So, I mean, that just speaks to kind of being she's just like a good match player. Like, she kind of has this moxie and this, she kind of emotes a little bit and lets you in. And, something telling. So two things that were telling in the final. She wins I think she holds serve to go from 3-2 to 4-2 in the first set against Serena, and kind of has like the entire stadium against her, and just yells out this like huge "come on," kind of maybe even stares Serena down a little bit. And I'm going, oh, okay, she's here to like kind of she's not scared to go at her.
And when Serena made a run and Bianca had to shut her ears, like overcoming that, because you could just implode.
Well, I mean, so the second thing was, you mentioned Bencic coming back from 4-1 down, but being 5-1 up and being, like, in your mind, you're a minute and a half from a U.S. Open title, and then all of a sudden Serena comes back, all of America is against you, Meghan Markle's there. Like, it's a whole thing. I mean, I mean, but then to kind of, like, even more impressive to me is, like, recovering against the greatest of all time. You just blew a lead, and then to kind of, I don't know, man, she's good, and she withstood Serena's pace. Normally when Serena kind of gets after it a little bit, not a lot of people can kind of neutralize her pace. And I just couldn't be more impressed. I mean, I've been impressed since Indian Wells. Then she kind of went away for a little bit. She was hurt and then came back and won. I mean, she just kind of wins a lot. And I mean, I think barring health, right, because that's a concern at this point because she has been injured a little bit. I mean, I don't see a world where she doesn't win a lot of Grand Slams.
Wow, that'd be so
Amazing.
awesome. That'd be so good for our country.
Yes.
We haven't won any, Andy, up until this point. I don't know if you knew that.
Dude, I want all of your players to move like 1,000 miles to the south.
Yeah. Well, I was noticing, because you are the 2003 U.S. Open men's champion, and we couldn't be prouder about that. But one thing, Andy, you're the last American to win a Grand Slam, period. I couldn't believe that.
Yeah, on the men's side, it's I mean, our women, our prospects are great. I think Andreescu is obviously the kind of the best of the bunch. Her and Osaka are kind of setting the pace, but we have really good girls on the. Coco Gauff is really good, and we have Anna Samova who made the semis of the French Open, and we have like a roster of really good young women players, and hopefully, kind of the men follow suit at some point.
Andy,
sorry, let me ask you, Andy, why is that? Why? I mean, I think growing up, I think men's tennis, I think Americans dominating males dominating the sport. What has happened in your opinion?
Well, I honestly, this is probably a simplistic answer, and there's probably more reasons to it, but I think the best path to monetizing female athletic talent is probably through tennis.
Right.
And I don't know that that's true on the men's side. There's maybe more options. Maybe it's as simple as, hey, listen, Coco Gauff has two extremely athletic parents who were both good athletes in college. You would think that they would have an athletic daughter. What's the route? Tennis seems like a great option. Whereas if you kind of had a similar situation with a guy, maybe you're competing with baseball, maybe you're competing with football, maybe it's basketball. So I just think there are more options. So maybe the best financial route for a really, really, really great female athlete is tennis.
Yeah, that makes sense. Andy, your 2003 U.S. Open win, to say it was life-changing for you, I guess that would be an understatement, since it was the tennis championship for your own country.
Yeah, it was just strange. It was. I went to that tournament when I was 9. Like when Connors made his run in '91, I was there like sneaking into the stadium. So it was, and then 12 years later, and then it's just crazy. Like things you never thought would happen. You get opportunities they did.
We're losing you, Andy.
Andy, did you go into a cave?
Are you in a cave, Andy?
I'm not in a cave.
Oh, you're back.
Okay, we got you.
Oh, good. I'm safe. I got out.
Good.
No, it was completely life changing. It was nuts.
And then here's my thought, and because we lived in America, we got to work with you. I want to save American men's tennis, and I have a simple solution to do that, and that's the fact that you are a year younger than Roger Federer. Boomsies, come back. Reboots are all the fashion right now. All the TV shows are rebooting. The Beverly Hills 90210s. Reboot Andy Roddick, going straight to the Grand Slam final. We'll start at the Aussie Open, start at the easy one, and we'll start from there, and we'll just crush it next year. We'll win them all.
Are you in?
No.
Okay.
There's no chance. I like how everyone's kind of parallel that they draw with this conversation of a comeback. It's like, well, Roger, who's like the best of all time, is still playing, so therefore everyone should be fine.
Exactly.
Kind of. I mean, he's got 12 sets of twins, Andy. I know you guys have kids, but
it's true. I mean, because the facts are, when I did retire, I was obviously better than he was. So it stands to reason that I would still be better.
I agree.
Now, when you see stories about Roger, because there was some other things that went on at the U.S. Open where you're like, okay, Roger, okay, yeah, we get it. He's a great guy. Does it start to annoy you where you're like, okay, enough already?
I promise if he showed any signs of weakness, as far as just the human element, I'd be the first in line. But then, like, the truth of the matter is, like, we put in a request. He comes and he gave us a full day in Austin last year for the foundation. He like comes and he's like, how can I add value today? What can I do to help? It's like, and his plane was delayed afterwards. He wasn't even mad about it. He's like a cyborg. Like, I was like, can I get you some food? He's like, I don't eat food.
Merca doesn't let him eat, Andy.
I just breathe air, and that's enough for me. There's no weakness.
You were waiting for him to turn down that invitation to your charity events and be like, what an ass!
I was like, he doesn't even like children besides his own.
Hey, Hey, speaking of children, I saw your wife was praising you on Twitter, Andy, because did you join the PTA at your kid's school? What? You're the only dad who did it?
I'm the only dad. I'm kind of intimidating. It's like how far we've fallen, right? I have my first like coffee meeting with the two like overlords of the PTA tomorrow morning. After drop off.
Oh my gosh!
So what will go on at that meeting?
What will you discuss?
I don't know. I'm just going to try to figure out like a role where if I fail massively, I can just like donate my way out of it.
Because I get emails from my kid's school, and I struggle to get a paragraph in where I'm like, I'm sure they've got this under control.
Yeah, there's a lot of compared to when we went to school, Andy. There's way more communication I find now. Oh, too much.
Well, there's a lot of access, right? You can there's emails all the time. So I don't know what I'm in for. I think I'm going to do it. I am going to do it. It's too late now. But
your wife literally went on Twitter and said you're doing it. So I think you're kind of stuck now. But why did you initially decide to do it? You're just trying to score points with her. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I figured. I thought that, but I just wanted to confirm with you.
And how's Austin these days?
Hot.
Yeah.
But it's all good. All good. It's it's going to stay warm throughout the winter. Same with you guys, right?
Oh, God.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. When's the best time for us to visit when there's not a million people in Austin?
There's always you got to do like the South by Southwest and like all that stuff because it's like really fun. I mean, I'm shocked they haven't asked you guys to lead a panel on
on flunking out in the States.
like expertise in broadcasting or like spending 3 years in America and what's that like, or I don't know, it's anything.
Well, you know what I miss? We asked you what you miss the most from Fox. I miss a free dinner every night. That was amazing. I thought that was the greatest.
You know what I miss is the casual haircut that you don't actually have to plan anything. Like you just go in and it's like you get a haircut once a week and you never get behind and you never have like the weird thing. Like I miss that maybe the most. Like the haircut where they're like, hey, let me just give you a trim. I'm like, oh yeah, why don't you just give me a trim?
And Andy, you went back to Austin pretty quick. I have the sense that you weren't an LA guy.
No, I wasn't a fan. I did. I enjoyed the work. I thought it was fun. I had no idea what I was doing, as you guys were fully aware of. But I enjoyed kind of testing it and seeing, and listen, there was every chance we might have caught lightning in a bottle. I'm pretty sure that didn't happen, but I enjoyed it. It was a great learning experience. It was really fun, and I got to hang out with Canada's finest.
It was really fun hanging out with you, and I remember the big promo shoot we did at the one big studio, and all the guys were in suits, but you wanted to wear jeans, and they gave you a dark pair of jeans, remember, Andy? And we were sitting on white cubes, and you kept getting up.
Them.
Yeah, and the ink off it was like they just pressed them in a factory in Japan, and then they had just shown up, and they put them on you, and they're all hot.
I was like, the jeans are leaking.
Have you been in touch with one of our former coworkers, now the manager of the Philadelphia Phillies, Gabe Kapler, maybe the most intense human on earth?
I love Gabe. He actually texted me. He actually texted me from I don't even know what it is. He texted me from a bar the other night, and it had like the list of like who's been at this bar, and he took like a screenshot. And I guess I had been at the bar, and he sent me like the name and like the board and the name of the bar as if I should know it. And I was like, I said, Gabe, this probably speaks to my condition when I was at that bar. I have no idea where that is.
Oh, that's awesome. That guy used coconut oil for everything.
He like cooking, sitting, like I think he puts it on so he can fit into certain types of shirts.
Oh yeah.
Sex. He
Other
uses it for
things.
sex,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. He talked about using it for sex as well. So if you were wondering.
So I'm interested to see how you guys segue.
We never segue.
No,
Andy,
segues are for
we
chumps.
don't know how to do that.
We're not quitters.
No, exactly.
So I guess that's an open invitation to Austin that we've got.
Yes.
Okay.
Perfect. I can't wait.
Anytime. Brooke still has a crush on Jay, so not so much Dan, but big fan
Still,
of
I
Jay.
don't understand. And didn't she
She's
just?
the only one, Andy. I'll take it.
And didn't she just sell her company, or they merged with another company?
Yeah, she just got her company acquired by this company Stitch Fix, which went public last year. So
And please explain what her company is.
Yeah, so it's like an online wardrobing system, right? So basically everything's online. You can, basically they think of like your music when it went to iTunes, right? It used to be like separate. You used to be able to flip through it, but then when it was iTunes, it's all in one place. You can look at everything, kind of scroll through everything. So that's kind of what it was. But they had like real-time data of what people were buying and, how, why, when, and where. So that was valuable.
Wow, so like the Spotify of clothing.
Kind of, yeah.
Wow. And she got it acquired, and that's the best thing because then you don't have to do anything. You just take the money and run.
I just change diapers, take care of the babies, and let Mama bring it home. That's it.
Buddy, you are living the life down there, and I couldn't be happier for you. Listen, if you ever swing up our way for like the Rogers Cup or something like that, we'll take you out on the town. We'll take you to a bar. We'll get your name scribbled at the bar. You'll not remember which bar it is, but we'll remember for you.
What city are you guys in right now?
We're in Toronto. It's cold.
I'm there September 26th.
Oh,
What? For what?
Hold on.
It's like it's an old dude's tennis event.
Oh,
September 26th?
Yeah.
We worked that night. I've got my calendar here. It's a Thursday.
Oh, that's great. Well, okay. Let's scratch that one. I'm like 5 minutes from you. Let's make it like a winter visit for you guys to enjoy the weather. That'd be easier.
That sounds good to me, my friend. Well, listen, give Brooklyn our best, and good luck with the PTA meeting tomorrow. And I know you got a lot. Well, you don't have that.
Bring
much
food.
going on, but,
Bring donuts, and then you're in.
Yeah, but bring donuts to the meeting.
I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to go upstairs right now and pick out my outfit.
Nice work, buddy.
Good luck, my friend. Thanks for taking the time, my friend.
All right, guys. See ya.
That's 2003 U.S. Open champ Andy Roddick, who at one point hit tennis balls at us in the back area of our studio.
What do you think of that idea of Bianca doing the same thing? We get kitted up. I'd like if we do it again.
She's too nice, though. Andy, there was some evil behind his eyes.
He took joy in it. He took a lot of joy in it. It was finally his chance. Because, and also, he was upset that his wife, Brooklyn Decker, said to him that she had a crush on me, so this was his chance. But then you ended up taking really a lot more of that because I think he was not as accurate as he
We
once
did
was.
say, so he did it underhand. He said, still going to hurt. I said, well, how about overhand? He's like, no, I might kill someone because I don't know where it's going to go.
Yeah.
He, by the way, all joking aside, he worked the hardest out of anyone on that show that we were on in L.A.
Well, Gabe probably worked the hardest.
Because I'd always...
Gabe was like the most intense and
Yes.
tried to prepare.
But I'd go over to Moe's to get like a salad that's been sitting out and it's got E. coli everything on it because everyone always
Fox
got
cafeteria was
everyone
called
always got
Moe's
sick
after the
off
character
the
on The
salads.
Simpsons. Yeah.
And I'd see in the corner all by himself was Andy Roddick with his notes and his computer and his laptop.
He took it seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wanted to give it a try. But and I joked about the ratings. Like, I think, yeah, the way it went with that show, when we started with Andy and Donovan and Gary Payton and Carissa, like one by one, and actually started before that because I remember Aaron Andrews had a show, a college football show. Everyone's talking about Fox having a college football show. They had one. Aaron Andrews hosted it. It tanked miserably, and like a week later, she was no longer on the network. And then none of the NFL and Fox guys were on the network. And then none of our co-hosts were on the network. And suddenly we were the only people on the network. Because, as he pointed out, the language in the contracts. Always check the language in the contracts. It kept us tied there for a long time.
We got to hit Austin. I'm serious.
Man, yeah, big time.
We can bring Jim Burrow.
We could bring
Andy'd
Jim
like to see him.
Can you imagine the four of us going out on the town in Austin?
Come on, it'll be fun.
Who would survive?
We need to find this bar that Gabe Kapler was in.
Yeah,
and we can all visit that.
Wonder what do you think Chris Collinsworth is up to right now? What do you think he's doing?
Tom Brady can now feel very comfortable with what's going on his backside.
That's what he's up to.
Mm-hmm.
Backside.
What's going on with your backside, Toolsy?
Yeah, everything's good, I think.
So, just one more reminder about the podcast tour.
Oh, my goodness. We hit the road not next week, the week after.
That's
or next week. Next week we do.
Yeah, it is coming up, ladies and gentlemen. It is coming up fast. We are coming to Victoria and Vancouver in 2 weeks. We McPherson Playhouse in Victoria, Vogue Theatre in Vancouver. Do you have the dates, Toolsy? I believe it's the 20th and 21st.
Yep.
Friday the 20th in Victoria, Saturday the 21st in Vancouver. Christoph will be with us on stage.
Going to be a big walk-up crowd to those ones, so you better get your tickets so those people don't steal them from you.
Yeah, you don't want that. In all sincerity, we want to see you guys. We're going to have a great time. And so buy your tickets to those ones. We mentioned it again in October. We'll be in Edmonton, Calgary. And then in November, we've got 3 cities. We're doing, on the 1st, we are doing Saskatoon. That's sold out, ladies and gentlemen. Good news for you people in Saskatchewan. We're in Regina on the 15th of November. It's a Friday, so you can come down to that one. And on the 2nd of November, I'm going back and forth a little bit, but just letting you know, Saturday, November the 2nd, we are at the Garrick in Winnipeg. That is going to be a blast. I can't wait for that one.
And that's crazy. Make sure you get an oil change because we forgot to tell you, you're driving us to all of these stops. So,
Do we at least get the RV?
No, it's your car that you drive to work.
Ooh, you think I'm losing out on that deal?
No, I'm just saying. We forgot to warn you.
Yeah, I don't think I'm in on that.
Buckle up, boys.
I am not in on that at all. That's how Taggart and Torrens do go to their podcast tours. And
in their
it's just
van.
The 2 of them in the van. So they got room to stretch out. Stoff, what are you driving these days?
A Kia Forte.
Oh, boy.
Ooh, that's a good vehicle.
It's a nice vehicle.
You got room in there?
I'd be squeezed in, I think.
There's no spare tire, so there's extra room.
Hey, there's our boy, Bobby Roode.
Toolsy's excited. He's watching Monday Night Raw.
We're never going to get him on the podcast. We were supposed to have him when you were away, but he's in the ring every Monday night now because he's in a tag team, so he's back in the spotlight. And as I said to him, hey, it's good that you aren't available on Monday nights because that means you're back in the ring.
Yeah, he's having a heck of a career is what he's having.
Yeah, so that's
doing
great.
Really well for himself. Wow. Good Peterborough boy.
Correct.
So as we leave you, just a reminder to go buy podcast tour tickets, but also to go visit Orono if you get a chance. Just drive out. Basically, you take the 401 eastbound, you hit the 35-115, you head north on that, and it's basically right there.
And we live in apple country. It's apple picking season.
Doesn't appeal to me in any way.
No, me neither. After one apple you pick, you're like, okay, can I just get out of here?
Can I leave? Can someone make me a crisp?
I kind of say that about most places I arrive. Can I just leave? Except the Orono Fair.
It was fun. It was really fun. I had a great time. Okay, so we will chat with you next week. Thanks again to Andy. And once again, podcast tour. Let's sell out every single venue and have a real great time.
Come on, it'll be fun.